you have to really overcome that, and you have to keep in mind that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and you can fail, but usually this is the way that I look at it. When you fail at something, whether you fail a massive test or something, or like a massive final or something, or you get blown out in like a tournament or whatever for your sport. Let's see. Actually, I was about to go collect some more wood, but I don't know if I skipped over any wood in here. Trying to talk about this, trying to get in depth about this subject, but it's kind of difficult. Yeah, I have all this weird colored wood. This is from the jungle wood, I'm pretty sure. So now I have to go ahead and collect some more wood. So we'll go ahead and do that. But yeah, it's like you're gonna have moments like that where you're especially where nothing went right, and whether you fail or whatever. Usually when I fail, you have to take that into consideration. You have to really be humble, and that's kind of what I have taken into consideration lately. I've been humbled a few times, both in general with my life and on YouTube here, and it's you take that in and you use that as a way to improve. So not only is this about stress and coping with stress and not spreading yourself too thin, but it's also about taking failure and learning from it. And it doesn't even have to be a failure, but some kind of setback. You have to use it, you have to adjust, and you have to adapt to whatever problems you're having. And you have to make sure that no matter what happens, you don't give up, whether, you're dealing with school or a relationship, etc. All the stuff that I've listed before. And I realize that's not easy. It's so much easier said than done. And, I haven't even done all the stuff that I need to do yet. Like, I've still got a bunch of studying to do for the rest of the day before I head out. And, I can actually, not head out. I'm actually not going anywhere tonight because I am dead tired and I've got a lot of stuff to do. But, you can't ever let stuff bring you down. You can never let your momentum slide. Your momentum is gonna slide. It's gonna skid, but you can never let it stop. You can never just say, "Oh wow, this is impossible. I can never get this done." Whether you're trying to get a promotion at a job, you're trying to get a good grade in a class that you always fail or you're never really good at. And I realize that those moments are gonna get you down. I realize that, but it's something that I've learned, especially if you keep on pressing forward and you keep on taking the kicks that life gives you to the shins, and you keep on rolling forward with those punches. You really do have to roll with the punches. You have to go with the flow. At least this is the philosophy that I've discovered. This is the plan that I've, come across that works for me. Maybe for some people, giving up and, moving on to a new life or starting over or whatever is the way to go for you, and you've made that work. But for me, if you have something in mind that you want to do, then there's nothing that can stop you except yourself. I mean, for me, like I've said this before during NarniaCraft, like 90% of your life is going to depend on how you look at life and the things that you have in life and the things that are happening to you in life. And the 10% is going to actually be what happens. So much of it is your outlook. So much of it is how you decide to view your life situation and, the opportunities that you have. If you take advantage of those opportunities and you look at them and you say, you know what, I can make the most of this and I can be the best person that I can be, then it's going to happen. That's you're going to have setbacks though. And those are things that you are going to be discouraged by, and it's going to, kick you in the shins, like I said. And being kicked in the shins, by the way, is a really shitty thing. Like it's horrible. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm one of the only people, but it seems like people don't talk about getting kicked in the shins enough. Like, it's such a painful thing. And it's probably like my weak spot. It's like my Achilles heel. If you kick me in the shins, I'm done. Like, game over. That's why I love hockey, because you wear shin pads and, I can take a puck that's going 100 miles an hour to my shins and it doesn't really faze me too much. It does mess up my shin pads a little bit. In fact, my current shin pads probably need to be replaced because they've got so many cracks in them and whatnot, but yeah, so long story short, shins are the worst. That shit sucks. But yeah, like I was saying, whenever you get kicked down or whatever setbacks that you incur or you encounter, I should say, whenever stuff like that happens, you really do have to just kind of take that and learn from it. Learn from your mistakes, learn from your setbacks, and learn that it's going to be better if you just keep on trying. You keep on moving forward and pushing through all the bad stuff. And here's the thing that I was going to talk about like right after mentioning, when you have to deal with like a failed test or whatever, or an essay that you have to get done. I was about to mention this, and then I went off on that tangent about, taking failure and, taking failure and kind of rolling with it and not letting it phase you too much. But what I was going to say is, basically, I had an essay last week, all right? And I tweeted about this too. I said, give me that 5-page, oh no, was it? I think it was like 8 to 10 pages. That's right. It was an 8 to 10 page essay. It was a research paper, as a matter of fact. And I tweeted this out, and just to be goofy, just to say something on Twitter for the sake of saying something, because I don't think I said anything on Twitter that day. But I said that, and some people were like, "Yeah, that sucks." Yeah, it really does suck. And some people were mentioning that, and I had that essay due like 2 days after that, and I didn't even start it until the day before. So I tweeted that out, I think, last Tuesday, and then on, I want to say, Wednesday, the day after, around noon, I started on this essay. And I hadn't even, I brainstormed, and I pretty much knew what I was going to write about. So I was going to write about factory farms, and I won't get into that because, it's not something that I think I'm going to discuss on NarniaCraft and not have it be like controversial and have people argue in the comments. But my essay was about factory farming and whatever benefits / negatives it has on us and on the environment and on the world in general and on our moral conscience and all of that. But like I said, not going to get too far into detail on that. But it was 8 pages that I had to write, and I was quoting some stuff because it was a research paper, but the body of the paper is analysis and breaking down like my argument and everything, and breaking down counter arguments and everything. And I had 1 day to do this 10-page essay pretty much, and it ended up being like 8 pages and a paragraph, I believe. So it was right there within the boundaries set. It had to be between 8 and 10 pages, and that's where I got it. And I think I summed up my argument pretty well by like the 6th page, and the other 2 pages were just pretty much all filler and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people do that with their schoolwork as well. And damn it, I hate it when stuff. Well, I could probably fix this. Yeah, I can fix this. Go ahead and put that block right there. So right now I'm just building this pathway. It's going to lead me to that tree right there, and I think it'll be like kind of an aerial thing. We'll hop down in the middle there, and I think the main body of the treehouse will be over there. So that'll probably be something that I work on next time. But whatever. I managed to get a lot of random, tedious stuff done this time. I think what I'll do is probably finish this bridge right now and start working on that, and probably have it done by the next time I record. Hopefully, anyway, by the next time I record. And let's see here. Go ahead and keep on working on this. But I ended up getting it done, and I had no idea how I did that because it was an 8-page essay. And, like, I'm a decent writer. Like, writing in general, it doesn't really take too much for me to write a solid essay. But an 8-page essay, that's not something I do every week. Like, between 3 and 6 pages are like a normal thing. But 8 pages and 10 pages, like, that is insane. But I ended up getting it done instead of, worrying, how am I going to get this done? Instead of going, oh, God, there's no way. There is absolutely no way in hell that this gets done in time for tomorrow's class. And, my professor, my instructor, I don't think she's an actual professor, but she was actually pretty lenient with me, and that was good. It was, in general, she's lenient with all of the students in that class. She's a very good instructor because she doesn't really care if you don't get things done exactly on time. Not all professors are going to be like that, but they're all human to some degree or another, and they're not going to, ruin your life because you couldn't get an essay done the day it was due. Usually, stuff can be turned in any time, so long as it's not like at the end of the quarter on the last day. It also depends on when the assignment was handed out. But, oh my God, wow, really? Okay, there are monsters nearby. I don't see how that changes. Well, they can't get to me. Whatever, I'll just go ahead and kill them. All right, are there any creepers? As long as there's no creepers, then I'm fine. Creepers can suck a butt. All right, I think we're good here. Let's go ahead and sleep. All right. So, yeah, I got it done, and I felt pretty confident about it. I don't know what my grade is on it yet, but I've gotten an A on every single essay I've done for that class this quarter, except one. There's one in particular that I was just extremely confident in. Well, not too confident in, but I thought I got a better grade on it than I ended up getting. I think I got like a high C. I thought it was at least a B, if not an A, but it's whatever. After every essay, every other essay after that, I ended up getting an A. So I'm sure part of it was because I was rusty. Writing in general has never been a problem for me, and there are other things. I'm trying to think of anything. I mean, usually if I really set my mind to it, I can be decent at any subject in school. The really crazy math stuff. Once we got into imaginary numbers with math, I was like, all right, I'm out. Good game. Good game math, good game school, good game university, whatever. Once we got to imaginary numbers, it's like, really? How is it math at this point? And I'm sure somebody will be like, oh, and E equals MC squared, blah, blah, blah. And I know that has nothing to do with fucking imaginary numbers. I'm just being facetious. Hell, it might actually have something to do with imaginary numbers. You never know, but I think this is good right here. Alrighty, so, but yeah, the point of that whole elongated story about an 8-page essay that I ended up getting done is that you set your mind to it and you don't worry about all the stuff that you have to get done, and you don't let any failures or setbacks that you have like traumatically affect you. I mean, it's one thing if you lose a family member or something like that. That's a different kind of setback. That's a setback where you, I think you deserve some kind of a break, some kind of leave from the problems of life. Like if you were to lose a family member, whether it's your mom, your dad, or even a son or a daughter, or a child, or grandparents, any close family member or close friend for that matter, setbacks like that, other large setbacks like discovering you have an illness, stuff like that is a different story. But I mean, stuff like, for me, like on a Friday where I have all this stuff to get recorded and I only get one thing recorded and I have all these other problems with the recordings, and then when I have to do like an 8 to 10 page essay, usually the key is to keep in mind that the world is not ending. It's not over. All you have to do really is keep in mind that if you just work at it and you conquer the stress and conquer the problems that you have, adapt to whatever problems that life gives you, then you'll be fine. And I'm a firm believer in that because it's worked out so far for me. Things have picked up recently for me in life, although things are still, rough, like I said, like I've mentioned, still kind of going through some sort of rough patch. And once again, I'll probably get more into detail with that later on in a different future batch of NarniaCraft TNT. But that is pretty much it. With stress, if you have all this stuff to get done, you cannot spread yourself thin. If you've got a lot of friends that are always coming to you for with their problems and whatnot, that was kind of something that I had to deal with in high school, and I know a lot of people have said to me in the comments or in messages that's also something that they had to deal with. Everyone just comes to them with their problems, and they don't seem to care about the person that they're asking for help from. They don't seem to care about their own problems. So it becomes really stressful when you have like a bunch of people who are always like, I've got this problem with this girl or this guy or this teacher or, whatever random issue it is. I have problems with this, and I'm going to come to you and ask for help, but I'm not going to see how you're doing either, and you're going to be my crutch because it just makes things easier on me when I have someone to support me. If you're the support system for somebody else or everybody else that that was kind of my problem. I was kind of the support system for a lot of my friends and not really family members, but I've been the support system for a lot of friends in my day, and usually how that works out is a lot of them, come to me with their problems afterwards, but then they don't really seem to give a rat's ass about my problems, and I'm sure that's not the case. That's just usually how I kind of viewed things. That's how things appear to me, and I know not all of my friends are, like that, but I know that for a fact some of them are. Some of them really are just going to use you as a crutch and not give a crap about your own problems that you might be going through, so that's always crappy, but like I said, you have to say no to some people asking for help at some point. You have to deal with, the problems that stress gives you and all of the issues that you're going to have in general with life, and, just take it in stride. And I think this treehouse is going to require a little bit of planning. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably end it here, work on, like, the main structure for the treehouse, and then when we come back, we'll go ahead and fill it in and work out the fine details, and then probably going to start working on the fort. I think this is a good outline here. That'll give me like a decent walkway. Probably put another tower right there. I think that'll work out quite nicely, actually. So that's going to be the way things are going to go. I'm going to work on the fort and kind of like the basic outlines. It's going to be basically like the Narnia castle from the original the original NarniaCraft world from like the very first world that I had before 1.8 came out, and it'll be pretty cool to see how that turns out. Once again, let me know what you guys think about integrating the Tale of Kingdoms mod in the future. Also, if you come across any other texture packs that you want me to use, or any other things that maybe a texture pack that you've made, be sure to link those to me, send them to me over Twitter and whatnot. And yeah, next week's topic I think will be bullying, because a lot of people have been asking me for help with that. And while I have not been like bullied as horribly as some of the people who have messaged me have, in fact, I was never really bullied that much during high school. I still think that I have some stuff to weigh in on, and I have some tips for you guys that I'll probably let you in on next week. Just wanted to cover stress and whatnot because it's been affecting me, and I thought that it would be nice to let you guys in on that stuff too. So probably talk about it again in the future once I'm over this hump that I'm in right now, like I already mentioned. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you've made it this far, thank you guys for watching. Remember that I love you all, and be sure to leave some Narnian pride down there in the comments. And I will see you next time. Peace.